Hi cuties! It's nighttime, as you can see. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update and also talk about writing. As I've been mentioning, and as you've probably seen on my channel, I did a lot of live streams for this. I recently participated in NaNoWriMo for the 7th time now. I did a double nano this time. This was the first time I attempted to do a double nano. For those of you who do not know what NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It happens every November, and the goal is to write 50,000 words in the month. But I want to clear a few things up about this because I'm on a lot of forums and groups for NaNoWriMo because it is a big part of how I write all my books. Search for the Phoenix was my second nano win and second nano that I participated in. I did not finish it during nano because this is like 90 some odd thousand words. Hoop Away was as well, Karuta as well, and currently the 4th book in the Ashport series was also for Camp NaNoWriMo. It is not done yet, but I'm working on it. 50,000 words for NaNoWriMo. Now, like I said, I participated in also Camp NaNoWriMo, which happens in April and July. I didn't participate this last July, but I did in April, right? I think that's right. And I did it by hours. So Camp NaNoWriMo, you can kind of change the goal that you have. You can do it by pages, by hours, by word, basically any way that you want to, just as long as you're, right. Writing by hours is not a good decision for me, but I am definitely motivated to write during NaNoWriMo. It gives you this nice clear tracker. Granted, they have a new website that has a lot of kinks that need to be worked out, but it's decent. And I'd say this is the first nano that I also live streamed every single day. It's actually the first time I've ever live streamed for nano, but I did it every single day, and I don't know why I thought that was a good idea because I went insane. Did make some great friends. Hi, how are ya? If you're out there watching. Hello, everybody. During all of these streams and going to other people's streams and looking at the forum, during all of these streams and chats and stuff that I was a part of, there were some misconceptions about NaNoWriMo and about writing in general and publishing. Granted, I don't have all the answers in the world. I'm also not like the law on all of these things, but I can't say I don't have experience because, hi there. There's just a few things I wanted to clear up, and then if you guys are interested in doing NaNoWriMo in the coming new year, now you'll have some answers to those questions. So hi, my name is Q. I'm a self-published author of 3 books in 1 series and a writer of many more, and we're gonna talk about writing. So the first thing in NaNoWriMo that a lot of people freak out over is 50,000 words. 50,000 words is not a novel. I'm gonna say that right now. It is not a full-length novel. People freak out about this, thinking that it's so much, and I'm like, it's really not. It's a novella. They're longer than a short story, but shorter than a novel. They fit this weird mid-range. So if you are writing start to finish 50,000, that is not a novel. And this is not like shaming on anyone. Novellas are great. What you are writing is definitely not something that if you're trying to traditionally publish, then you would not advertise that as a novel. It is a novella. Granted, you can write your story start to finish at 50,000 and then later on add more to it to make it novel length. Basically, NaNoWriMo is just word vomiting on your page. Not a good image, but that's what it is. It's not about making a perfect draft. It's not about editing at all. Do not edit. For a lot of people that I know, editing as you go is something that a lot of people do. This is not the time to do it. This is the time to just punch out those words on your keyboard and write. Just write until your fingers bleed. One thing that I find hinders a lot of people in completing that nano goal of 50,000 is just they spend their time editing and thinking too much on what they've already written. When you can put a note on it, you can highlight it and be like, I'll come back to this later, and keep going, okay? Along with that, there are people, and I'm terrified of these people, who say they're gonna write their entire novel during NaNoWriMo and publish it immediately. Please, for the love of God, do not publish a first draft. I have seen this. I have read these books that were very clearly a first draft, and I am begging you not to, because your story deserves more time. It deserves proper editing. It deserves beta reading. It deserves a chance to shine. And I know when you finally finish writing that first draft that you are so excited and you want to show people, but show the right people who will help you make it even better. And this is a lesson even for me, okay? Because I used to post to Wattpad. I don't anymore. And this is not a slight on Wattpad. I think it's a great platform. It's not something for me anymore. It's great for early writers if you want to try and see how an audience will react to your writing. But again, Wattpad is also more on the fan fiction realm. At least from what I know of Wattpad. I did post some original stuff. Blatant Harry Potter ripoff stuff is not good and is all first drafts that I just threw up there. Ignore that series if you ever find it. So feel free to post on Wattpad. It's a great place also to find beta readers. I wish I had more beta readers for my stories because my books are self-published. Thinking back all those years ago when I wrote this book, I would have loved to give this better treatment. I'm still very proud of my writing. I'm very proud of my book and the fact that I have a book. It's in my hands and I wrote it. But I don't think there's an author out there who would not go back to their old writing and want to change something. That's how I'm feeling, which I think is why it's taking me so long to get the conclusion done. Sorry if you're waiting for it. I don't know. What was I talking about? I'm going to lose my train of thought a lot at this because this is unscripted and it's just me word vomiting at your face. So enjoy that. So moral of the story, do not publish a first draft. I know there are people who are part of rapid releases, and that's different because I do think rapid release involves editing. It's just very quick editing. And granted, I've also seen some rapid release books. I don't tend to enjoy them. I like a book that has been treated with a little more care than rapid release. Those are just my opinions. You don't have to agree with me on that. The other thing is finding time to write. I know for a lot of people, y'all have families, y'all have jobs, I have a job, but we're all living very busy lives, so it takes a lot to budget the time to do NaNoWriMo. I don't want you to feel bad if you don't succeed at Nano. And this is something I see a lot of people do because, and I'm guilty of doing this, of posting my word count onto chats and things like that and being proud of myself. And you should be able to be proud of yourself. But when you see one of those posts and you see, oh, somebody has one early or something, and you're not doing so hot, please don't compare yourself. They have a whole other writing process. They have a whole other goal, a whole other dream for what they're doing with their book. You can't compare that to what you're doing. So for me, I wrote double Nano. I literally took paid vacation from my job for 5 days in the beginning of Nano to do this. I wanted to get 50,000 in 5 days. I did not. I got it in 8 days. That was my personal goal. And I could see people and other people do this. There are people who do 50,000 in 1 day, and I'm just like, are you human or are you a robot? Because how? I can't imagine the strain on your fingers. People will post that, and I posted that because I was exciting. I was doing something different, and you'll see people comment on it just completely trashing on themselves and being like, well, I'll never finish. I'm like, it just started. We just started. This is supposed to be, you know, a big community of people who are supporting each other. This isn't a competition of who wrote more when. That's the other thing. The other side of this I saw when I finally wrote my 100,000. That was a big goal for me. One of the first comments on that post was, well, I wrote 110,000. And I'm like, hold on. It wasn't even like, congrats, it was, I did this, so I'm better than you. And I'm like, that's not at all what you should be doing on these posts. So on both spectrums, don't do that. If you're gonna be on these forums, on these chats, on these live streams, they're all about supporting each other, okay? In the last days of my streams, I reached my 100,000 goal, and I had people with me on my streams all there congratulating me. And then when they reached 50,000, we all celebrated and stuff. It was great. I made new friends, and I'm so proud of everybody. Even if you didn't win Nano, you still wrote. You still started something. Your process might take longer. Especially if this was your first nano, doing anything in a first nano is amazing because it's not easy. I feel like I'm a veteran nanoer at this point. Like I said, I've been doing it for 7 years. This is what nano is about. It's not a competition. It's a personal challenge. I don't want anyone who's looking into doing nano to feel like you're losing, because you literally can't lose as long as you're writing. So I highly encourage you guys to join me in April when we have another Camp NaNoWriMo. If you're interested in writing, if you want to explore something, do it. Other things is that there's NaNoWriMo is strictly for fiction writing. No, you can also be a nano rebel, which I've done plenty of times. Nano rebels are people who write you know, fan fiction, who do nonfiction, who continue stories they've already written. I mean, that's how I finish these a lot of the times. That's how Hoop Away got finished. And you also don't feel obligated to do nano. If you take a longer time to do writing and you know you're not going to win it, you're not going to get the 50,000, I'm not going to say win anymore, you don't have to do it. There's no pressure to do it. Just because other people are doing it does not mean you have to do it. It's your own life. I use it, it's just a good push. I get very motivated, and that's the thing, I'm a competitive person. I get very motivated for this because it gives you those stats and there's a line that shows you where you should be, and I'm like, I always want to beat that stupid line. That's my competition, the line, not other authors. We're all fighting against the line. I reached 100,000 words. Yay me. I'm still not done. It's probably going to be another 50,000 before this new book is done, and it's completely new. It's outside of the Ashport realm. It is another urban fantasy, but I feel good about it, which is something that I also want everybody to do, is feel good about your writing. Even though I know there's stuff in that document that is BS, I feel good about my concept. I feel better about my writing. I feel better that I've grown as a writer, and that's more than like writing a perfect novel. That's what I want people who do NaNoWriMo to feel. I want you to feel proud of yourself for doing this, for attempting this, for doing as much as you possibly could despite life circumstances, okay? There were people in the forums who like, well, I had a baby or I had emergency surgery, and they still were trying to do nano, and I'm like, whoa! I would not have. Even more kudos to those people. Life gets in the way a lot of things. So I don't want anybody to put pressure on themselves for something that, in the end, does not have much hold over your life. It's 1 month of the year for the official, 2 months for camp, whatever. But it's not something that controls your life unless you're a part of the Office of Letters and Light. In that case, yeah, it probably does. And also, yeah, it's a charity, guys. It's not like a mandatory test or something. It's not the end all to what's gonna make you an author. It's a charity organization. That's it. Donate, by the way. You should. They're pretty awesome. It's for literacy, so obviously do it. Anyway, this is Late Night with Q, where I felt like talking about something to a camera, and now I have. I'm gonna go away now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm in a little bit of a panic mode for something else that's also pointless and does not control my life, but I realized I have only read 3 of the 10 books I said I wanted to read in 2019. So I'm gonna do that. If you have any further questions or comments, you can leave them down below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter, and I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye!